Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway for round 12 of the 2022 Season 1 Holio Cornhole Board Series. Like I said, we're here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. My name is Nathan Christensen, and thanks for joining us tonight. You're tuned in just in time to watch some qualifying, as we have 175 miles tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. Let's flip over and let's take a look and see who's out there on the track. Sean Purcell has completed his first lap with a time of 31:38, and right behind him is David Lurfano with a 31:39. So pretty close, as Sean Purcell looks to make it even quicker here off of turn 4 down to the start-finish line, and he will go a little bit quicker that time by. And it looks like some other guys had a bit of trouble on their second lap, so they've aborted. So Sean Purcell right now sits on top of the board with his quick lap of 31:38. Thanks again for joining us here. We have 10 cars signed in for tonight's event from Chicagoland Motor Speedway. Let's jump on board with Dave Hare as he completes his first lap around the 1.5 mile speedway here tonight. As he crosses the line to complete lap number 1. And he'll jump up to 5th quick with a 31:44 on the opening lap. So not too far off the pace set now by Sean Purcell, and it looks like that might be good enough for Dave as he shuts it down halfway down the back straightaway, as he's going to take it back to the pits, and he'll be happy with that starting position. I think one thing about this this series is no one's out of it. They're with only 10 to 12 cars on a regular basis. Wherever you start seems to not really have too big an effect, just because we were able to get a decent run no matter where you start, right? With fewer cars, it makes it a little bit easier. But with that said, it looks like everyone has done what qualifying they want to do, and it looks like we've had a 11th car join us. Travis Rodriguez has joined us in his number 7 Toyota, so that's good. We'll have 11 cars for this event. One thing to note is I'll be in the booth tonight on my own, as Christian Delgado has hopped behind the wheel of his Ford, and he so far is looking to roll off 3rd tonight in one of his few starts this year. It'll be his 2nd start of the season in the Holio Board Series. And we have about 30 seconds left in qualifying, so we'll just let that run out, and then we'll come back with the starting lineup. So if with that in mind, we'll be right back after this commercial message.
Back to more racing action right after this. 25 years experience, Lucky Dog Detailing offers the best of the best in vehicle reconditioning. Fully licensed and insured. Their number one goal is customer satisfaction and developing a friendship with each job. Call them at 704-401-6075 or visit them on the web at luckydogdetailing.com. Lucky Dog Detailing, the best of the best in vehicle reconditioning. This race brought to you in part by Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication. Repair, design, and fabrication of plastic holding tanks and plastic form products. With over 50 years of combined experience working in plastic fabrication, Blue Gray has achieved a reputation of one of the foremost custom fabrication leaders in the industry. Find them on the web at bluegrayplasticfab.com or call 704-226-7024 and get a quote for your next project. That's Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication. Now, back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Well, welcome back in from that commercial break to an aerial shot of Chicago Land Motor Speedway. Like I said, race number 12 on the series and the final race in the second round. So we'll be locking in our top four to move on to the championship round, which starts next week. But with that in mind, we're going to take a quick look at the starting lineup as the 04 car of Sean Purcell will start on the pole in his Ford. Outside him will be David Lerfano in his Toyota. Christian Delgado jumps from the booth to behind the wheel in his Ford, and he'll start third, with Charlie Dickey starting fourth in his Hammer Time Racing Toyota. Starting fifth is the 15 of Dave Hare out of the Hillbilly Motorsports stable, and beside him is the 20 car of Larry Garnes, also from Hillbilly Motorsports. Tyron Yo will start in seventh. Johnny May will start in eighth in his 69. Travis Rodriguez joins us late but makes it on in time for the start of this one. In ninth, Adam Angerstein will start in 10th, and Don Manning rounding out the field in the number 92 at the back. So just like that, it looks like the pace car is headed off of turn number 4 and will make the turn down to the safety of the infield, leaving the field in the hands of Sean Purcell and David Lerfano as we work our way off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Green flag is out, and we are racing from Chicagoland. Out of turn number 2, they come on the back straight for the first time. Right now, Sean Purcell holds the point right there on his outside, with Christian Delgado knocking on the back door as they work through 3 and 4. It's a complete lap number 1. Looks like we had a car a bit squirrely, but Larry gets it pointed back in the right direction, and everyone's headed across the line to complete lap number 1 as they head off back into turn number 1, again with Sean Purcell leading the way over Dave Lerfano and Christian Delgado. One thing to note, unfortunately tonight, Sean's brother Kyle is unable to join us. So one of the preseason championship hopefuls and contenders is unable to join us. He had some other commitments, so with him missing tonight's race, unfortunately he will not be in the championship round of 4, which means his chance at a championship is over for this season. But he put up a valiant effort, and he's going to be joining us, I think, for some more races towards the end of the year, just not competing for that championship. But back on track out front now. Looks like Dave Lerfano has nosed out ahead of the 04 of Sean Purcell as they go through turn number 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway to complete lap number 3. So it looks like early in the going, Dave Hara was able to make it by Delgado, and so was Dickey. So those two run in 3rd and 4th, with Christian Delgado now being chased down by the 45 of Adam Angerstein on his back bumper. And then Travis Rodriguez makes a move to the inside of Johnny May, who's now having to fend off Tyrone Yo back there for the 8th and 9th position, with Don Manning in 10th. But back up front, Dave Lerfano still leads the way over Sean Purcell on lap number 5 as they work their way down the back straightaway, with Dave Hare looking to cut into the deficit between himself and Sean. Maybe make a move for second here in a couple laps once he gets back up to the back of that 04 Cherry Pepsi machine. So I think one thing you'll see tonight here at Chicagoland in the 1.5 mile speedway, you'll see some racing in multiple grooves, guys trying to figure out where their car works best around this speedway. And as clearly you can see, Dave has moved up a few grooves higher than both Sean and Dave Hare. So trying to find out the fastest way around, but also the one that doesn't use the most tires, and probably a little early to be pushing too hard. So I'm assuming these guys are just trying to maintain, but also trying not to wear their stuff out too soon, as we've seen in quite a few of these Holio Cornhole Bowl races. Very minimal cautions playing into how these drivers are going to be able to pit and make decisions on that. A lot of it is a lot has come out of green flag pit stops and having to make the right decisions on when to pit, how many laps to stay out. We've seen lots of different strategies work this year. We've seen a 2-stop strategy at Indy beat out a 3-stop strategy by not very much, but just a matter of conserving fuel and holding on for dear life. That was Donald Manning who got that win at Indy. And then we've seen some other strategies where pitting 1 lap sooner or 1 lap later than the guy you're trying to get around has helped undercut that guy and have been able to gain a position on track at the end of the race. But right now we're seeing a great battle out front between Dave Lerfano, Dave Hare, and Sean Purcell right now, sitting 1, 2, 3 on the speedway. As the field comes around on lap number 10, they work down the Brant back straightaway, and Dave Hare now looking to put a move on his Cup and Truck teammate out of the Hillbilly Motorsports stable, the 8 of Lerfano. Dave runs his own independent Toyota team here on the Holio Cornhole Board Series, so he runs a Toyota in this series because he tells us it's the car he purchased on the iRacing service, so that's the one he runs. But with a big run off the outside, it looks like Dave Hare is trying to make the move into turn number 3 as we see if he can get it done. And just like that, he uses that momentum to carry him in on the bottom and drift up in front of the 8 car. And we have a new leader coming to complete lap number 11 here from Chicagoland. Again, they're through 1 and 2 with David Hare leading Dave Lerfano and Sean Purcell, with Charlie Dickey back riding around in the 4th spot, maintaining his starting position. Christian Delgado's dropped off 2 spots, and he's still looking to be challenged by the 45 of Adam Angerstein out there on the track. So a good battle there for 5th and 6th respectively. Travis Juggles, who joined us late, so no practice, no qualifying time for the old 7 Toyota, but still putting in a good effort right now, running in 7th. We got Don Manning up 3 spots from his original starting spot in 8th. And then we got Johnny May running in 9th. Larry Garns, after his bit of a wall touch on the opening lap in 3 or 4, he's now running in 10th. And Tyrone Yo at the back, running in 11th currently. But as we go back up front and working on lap number 14, still the top 3 is in order. Noah Sotel, Dave Hare, Lerfano, and then Sean Purcell rounding out that top 3. And like I said, Charlie Dickey and Christian Delgado holding on for the 4th and 5th spots. So right now, Dave is out front out of Charlotte, North Carolina, driving his number 15 Chevrolet blue-gray plastics car here, leading the way on lap number 16. They start 16 as they cross the line that time, but Lefano is not giving up as he's still right there on the outside trying to make a move back to the inside of the 15 of Lefano. Not able to get it done quite yet, but still has some good track position here for this run. And Dave is out of Poland, Maine, is where Dave calls home. And we'll take a drop back now to the 04, the third place car right now in the Pepsi Cherry machine. And he let us know that Pepsi Cherry is far superior than Cherry Coke. He made that adamantly clear on in the Discord, so I just want to pass that along to all the viewers that if you're looking for a cherry beverage of choice, it's Pepsi Cherry over Coke Cherry. But with that said, Sean Purcell in the 04 car, he's pretty much got himself, I think, locked into the championship 4. Both Lefano and Manning have locked themselves on wins, so that leaves 2 spots on points. But right now, Sean Purcell is plus 80 points-wise when it comes to locking himself in, with the battle really being between Dave Hara in the 15 with 3,500 points and Larry Garnes with 3,475. So just 25 points outside of the playoffs right now is Larry, but not off to obviously the start he was hoping for. Larry's out of Charleston, West Virginia, driving in the number 20 Stripe to Remember Lawn Care car. Sponsor here on the with us at the AARL family. Like I said, lots of great sponsors we have here, and you can see the spoiler damage that is plaguing Larry right now. Is obviously probably slowing him down more than he wants. He's still not out of it. Only about 9 seconds off the lead here as we complete lap number 19. Obviously not ideal, but lots of time to turn it around. Still just under 100 laps to go in this race, so a long way to go. Hopefully he can use a fast repair when he comes in for his pit stop later here in the event, and get that fixed and get that thing. As he makes a little more contact, getting a little high down the front straightaway, but keeps it pointed in the right direction and keeps on battling. So like I said, Dave Hara is sitting currently 4th in points, locked into the championship 4 by 25 points over Larry Garnes, and then 3rd is Don Manning, who's locked in with his win. Don is out of Claremont, New Hampshire, and obviously everyone's first season in the Holio Cornhole Board Series, and Don's been a great addition to our league. I think this is his first year in the league. He runs with us on Thursday nights in the Holio Series, and as well as in the Orr Lawn Care Truck Series. So, like I said, locked into the Championship 4. And then the other guy locked in on wins with back-to-back wins coming here in the last 2 races is Dave Lefano in his number 8 Coca-Cola car. So, a little bit of a shot at Sean Purcell in his Pepsi Cherry car. We got a battle of the brands out there tonight on the track. So, like I said, Sean Purcell, 80 points to the good tonight. Lefano and Manning both locked in with their wins in the first round of the playoffs, and Dave Hare holding on to 25-point lead over Larry Garnes. And then Tyrone Yo is 52 points out of 4th. That's a little bit much to overcome, but I guess we've seen crazier things happen. But right now, he's out there and looking to make up as many points as he can on the guys in front of him. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after this word from our sponsors.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race sponsored in part by Graham Collision, professional automotive collision repair specialist. Visit either of their Iowa locations in Waukee and Urbandale for your collision repair and vehicle body work. Like them on Facebook or visit grahamcollision.com. Graham Collision, unparalleled support, unbeatable assistance. best selection of quarter midget parts online? Look no further than FMI Racing. FMI Racing, helping racing enthusiasts everywhere achieve new levels of performance and quality in their vehicles with parts and gear. Give them a call at 770-720-1003 or visit fmiracing.com. 2092 Harmony Drive, Canton, Georgia. FMI Racing. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Well, welcome back from the commercial break. You haven't missed much as we're working lap number 26, with Dave Harris still leading the way over Dave Lorfano and Sean Purcell. Christian Delgado is still in fourth, and Adam Angerstein has moved up to fifth. That means Charlie Dickey, while we were away, lost a couple spots, but still running strong in the seventh position out there right now on the field. But back up front, Dave Lorfano continues to show the way in his number 15 Chevrolet as he works his way what looks to be out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Once you see that bright red wall, you know which way they're headed, that's for sure. But yeah, it leads the way right now over Lorfano by about a second and a quarter, and then Sean Purcell and third, and then Adam Angerstein and Christian Delgado seem to be having a nice little battle here on track. So maybe we'll take a look at that, and maybe we'll hop on board here using the gyrocam on Adam Angerstein, who's looking to catch these guys in front of him, and it looks like a good battle is shaping up here between second, third, fourth, and fifth. They're all within striking distance of each other. As you can see up in the distance, Dave Hara has managed to put a little bit of time between himself and the second place car, but we'll hop on board Christian, who's chasing down Sean Purcell, and he's running in fourth right now. So a lot of great camera views here, and Christian's about a tenth of a second behind Sean, and about 6/10 to a half second behind the 8 car as they work here off of turn number 4. Again, probably being a little bit conservative and not going full out attack mode here early in the race, just because we know how important tires are here at in this series. Like I said, with minimal cautions, it makes pit strategy and pit stops a very important part of the race. And as we take a look back up front, we have Dave Hara going around the 2 car of Tyrone Yo, putting him 1 lap down, and nice of Tyrone to kind of stay out of the way and let these guys race their way by, as he'll stay up to the top, and Lorfano and Purcell, Delgado, and Adam will get by Tyrone and continue their battle. As great 4-car battle here on lap number 31 of the 117 scheduled laps from Chicagoland in the Windy City 175. So looks right on board the left front of Adam Angerstein's number 45 as he heads down the back straight. Looks like he's got a good run on Christian. He's going to put it to the outside of Christian going into turn number 3, but Christian's got a run on the bottom of Sean, and looks like we may have some 3-wide racing, but Adam thinks better of trying to stick it between Sean and the wall, because probably wouldn't have worked out based on how close that gap, or how quickly that gap closed. And a little bit of sparks flying there as he got a little bit high coming into turn number 1, but we have a great battle here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now on the track as we take a follow along, and we'll stick on these guys for a bit here as they battle it out. Again, Christian looking to the bottom, trying to get the run off the corner. Obviously a little more difficult holding that bottom and managing that throttle when that guy outside you doesn't give you as much room as you probably need to get it back up to full throttle right away. But Christian doing a good job holding the white line and holding his own with the 45 of Adam right there, looking to pounce on any kind of mistake that these guys make. Oh, Adam up into the wall again, getting a little high that time by. But now Sean looks like he's got a run on the 8 of Dave Lerfano. So lots of battling going on still out there, and obviously some good back and forth going on right now in the race, as Dave Hara has kind of separated himself from the field, leads by about a second and 3/4. 1.8 seconds is the distance right now back to Lerfano. And as I say that, Sean Purcell is able to make the low line work a little better, and he pulls past and a little bit maybe even with Dave in the 8 car as they go back down into turn number 3 and 4 here. Across the start-finish line. Some great battling going on. It looks like Dave's going to get himself shuffled all the way back to about 5th or 6th after that one, but Sean Purcell comes out on top with these guys still battling on the exit of turn number 2. It's kind of settled itself out now, but like I said, Dave's lost a couple positions back to 5th, so we'll see if he can regroup from there and try to get a run back on these guys with 37 laps in the books this time by. I'm not exactly sure. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to see what a fuel run works out to be for these guys, so I can't provide any insight on that, but I'm sure once we get there, it'll make for some exciting action with pit stops, because these guys are definitely want to get a set of new tires on the car when they get the opportunity. Obviously, no one wants to really pit too soon before they need to with fuel, and just depending on how many laps. As I say that, it looks like Dave Lerfano has jumped on pit road on lap number 39. Or sorry, not Dave Lerfano. Dave Hara is making his way down pit road on lap number 39. So looks like pit stops have started. We'll see how long these guys are going to wait it out and what their strategy is. But for now, it looks like, we got some more takers, it looks like, as I say that. Looks like, whoa, Christian's got to get it woed up there. Looks like Purcell, Delgado, and Lerfano all join Hara on pit road, and Hara's down on away obviously already, but these guys are making their way down to the pit stop, or their pit box. That leaves Adam Angerstein in the lead, battling right now with Larry Garnes, who's already pitted. We missed his pit stop, so I apologize for that, but Larry came down on lap 34 to get some fuel. And again, we got so it looks like the fuel run, oh no, Adam spins it out on pit entry, doesn't hit anything other than the pylon, gets it in reverse. Johnny May spins it out, trying to avoid Adam, so everyone is back pointing in the right direction. Doesn't look like anyone hit anything other than the pylon, which has already been replaced, as you can see in the background. So that's all taken care of, and now we'll see how the pit stops shake out. But that leaves a couple cars still left on track. Not surprising, I should say. One of them is the 92 of Don Manning, the fuel saver extraordinaire guy, the guy in our league who tries to get the most out of every drop of fuel he has in that number 92 No Bucks Motorsports Ford. So he's still out there running, working lap number 41 of the distance, and he's, as you saw, Dave Hare was already able to get back around and get his lap back, and Sean Purcell's looking to do the same. And as I say that, the 92 makes the left-hand turn down onto pit road, which leaves the new leader out there right now is the 37 of Charlie Dickey, as he'll come across the line and lead lap number 42. And that'll get him some bonus points, some ever so important bonus points in the standings. Charlie was able to compete with us a little more at the beginning of the year, but unable to make all the races. Just his schedule didn't work itself out where he could join us, but it's always great to have him in the field with us at any of our races, a mainstay on both the Cup and usually the Truck Series on a regular basis. But he'll stay out there another lap, so he's completed lap number 43, and we see some of the cars with the fresh tires heading on by. We see Dave Lorfano passing him on the outside, and then Travis Rodriguez looks to get his lap back. So those guys have unlapped themselves for the time being, but Charlie Dickey's still out there working lap number 43 on his tank of fuel. We'll see if he's able to continue or if he's going to bring it in. Looks like he's slowing it up to bring it down pit road, so that'll be the final driver in our sequence to make his pit stop. And with that said, we'll keep an eye on the 15 of Dave Hare to see where he is as he's entering turn number 3 and 4 and exiting 4. As he comes down the front straightaway, he will inherit the lead over the field once Charlie makes his pit stop. He was the last car to pit, so with that, Dave Hare goes back to the lead, and it looks like he was able to, through the cycle of pit stops, he was able to open the gap on Sean a little bit. The gap's up to 2 3/4 seconds, so roughly about, I think he gained about 3/4 of a second to a whole second through that sequence, whether it was just a case of pitting a lap earlier or what. But right now he's out front of Sean, and he is running. His lap times are a bit quicker than Sean here, but Sean definitely was quicker that time, almost by a 1/4 of a second over Dave. So definitely if that keeps up, he'll close the gap and close back into Dave, but still a 2.5 second gap from first to second right now as they run on the track. So with that, we're gonna flip over to a quick commercial here on as we complete lap number 46. You're getting closer to the halfway point, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race sponsored in part by Graham Collision, professional automotive collision repair specialist. Visit either of their Iowa locations in Waukee and Urbandale for your collision repair and vehicle body work. Like them on Facebook or visit grahamcollision.com. Graham Collision, unparalleled support, unbeatable assistance. For the best selection of quarter midget parts online, look no further than FMI Racing. FMI Racing, helping racing enthusiasts everywhere achieve new levels of performance and quality in their vehicles with parts and gear. Give them a call at 770-720-1003 or visit fmiracing.com. 2092 Harmony Drive, Canton, Georgia. FMI Racing. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to the Chicagoland Motor Speedway, working lap 49 of the 117 scheduled distance in the Windy City 175, with David Hare leading the way still by about 1 3/4 over Sean Purcell. So definitely Sean is tracking Dave down. He's about 1/4 of a second quicker each lap than Dave, so he's definitely making some progress on him. But the gap is still there, and Dave's going to continue to run his race and do his thing as best he can, and not worry about the cars behind him until... Oh, yellow is out. Sorry about that. That's why everyone's slowing down. So it looks like Adam Angerstein had some issues on track. Let's take a quick look at the replay and see what happened to the 45 car. Oh, just something must have broken the front suspension or something. Took an unfortunate hard turn there into the outside wall. Let's rewind and take a look at that again. See if we can get a second look on that. There we go. He comes off the corner and just has a bit of a wobble and unfortunately can't regain control and slams it into the outside wall. So Adam had to tow it back to pit road. So not ideal for Adam at this point in the race, but he's on pit road and we have our first caution probably about 2 or 3 races. So we'll see if anyone comes down pit road, and it looks like we're going to have some takers right now. So it looks like everybody so far except Don. Don has decided to stay out. Larry, Tyrone, and Johnny stay out. So it looks like Don Manning and Larry Garnes are going to stay on the track with last pitting on lap 42 for Don and 34 for Larry, so they will stay on track. Interesting decision. Johnny May stays on track as he is a lap car, so he wasn't able to pit that time by. Him and Tyrone are 1 lap down currently, so they will stay on track. And if they if they want to pit, they'll be able to come down this time by. But right now, just the leaders were on pit road. So, like I said, first caution in a couple races, so unfortunate that Adam had some trouble and couldn't get the car pointed in the right direction and made some contact with that outside wall, but he was able to tow to pit road, and this is going to reset the field. Obviously, everyone will be on most of the field, I'll say, will be on the same tires as they were. It looks like Charlie Dickey run the race off of pit road, and based on his time in pits, he either only took fuel or took right side tires. So his pit stop time was only about 6.17 seconds, where everyone else's is roughly about 14.9 to 15.5 based on their crew's abilities to get it done. So looks like Don will stay out. Larry made the dip down to pit road that time by, so maybe he just missed the entrance on the first time by. So Larry will come in and get some fresh tires on his car. But like I said, most of the field pitted on this sequence of pit stops, except for Don Manning. So his tires, again, he pitted on lap 42. These guys came in on 51. So some fresher tires. We'll see how much 9-10 laps difference makes on the tires. Obviously, Don has ran some under caution, so he's ran a couple under caution with the caution flag waving on lap number 49. One of the tough things is you don't really get to see where they are on the caution pace procedure. I think we're probably with based on the 69 dropping to the back, I think we'll be coming to once a go this time by, but we'll take a look here with the pace truck and see if his lights go out as they cross the start-finish line. But for now, we're still pacing around here as we complete lap lap 53 is in the books. And just like that, the lights on the pace truck go out. The field will double up, and we'll look to come back to the green flag next time out of turn number 4. So let's reset the lineup here for you. The 92 of Don Manning leads the way over the 37 of Charlie Dickey. Sean Purcell will start third in the 04. Christian Delgado in the 13 on the outside of row 2. Juggles, Travis Rodriguez will start in the 5th spot inside row 3 with Dave Lurfano outside of him. Looks like Dave Hara had some trouble in the pits, a little longer pit stop than everyone else, 21 seconds in his pit bot, so he either had some damage to fix or he missed his pit originally, so he'll start inside row 4 and 7th with Larry Garnes 8th, Tyrone Yo 9th, Johnny May 10th, and then Adam is still in the pits. And Robbie Fletcher, who joined us late, is a handful of laps down, but not. But thanks for joining us, and the pace car dips into the field, and Don drops the hammer, and we are back underway here from Chicagoland. We hop on board the 04 of Sean Purcell as he looks to make the move on the inside of Don Manning and 1 and 2, and just looks like Don might have spun out. He's keeping it going, but he's down on the grass. I'm not sure if he hit the inside wall. Let's rewind this here a second and see what happened here. Looks like the 04 and the 92 made some contact. Don somehow made it through the middle of those other cars and was able to keep it pointed in the right direction without getting anyone involved. But unfortunately, no caution on that with the 04 and the getting into the side of banging doors with Don in the 92. Don went all the way down to the inside wall, so the track was kept clear, and unfortunately no caution flag came from that incident. So we continue under green flag with 57 laps to go, working lap number 58, with Christian Delgado now running in third with Dave Lafano and Hera respectively behind him in third and fourth. Subcontact with the outside wall for the 13 car. Let's rewind and see if what happened there for Christian in the 13. Looks like he just got in a little too high, and the wall sucked him in there, it looks like. Let's ride on behind him here. So yeah, just gets in too high. The wall kind of jumps out there and gets him and sucks him up into it and lets the 15 get by him. But he's still in this race. Not too much damage from that. But he is now racing with the 8 of Lafano as they run back down the front straightaway and across the finish line for lap number 60 in the books. Let's take a look back up front at Sean Purcell, who is now being chased down by the 15 car of Dave Hera right now. And Hera appears to be a little bit quicker than Sean on track, so we'll see if he can cut that lead. It's right at around 0.3 of a second right now. As they seem to be catching up to the back of the 92 of Don Manning, who is, I believe, let's see, Don's on lap 60, so he's about 2 laps down at this point, right in front of the leaders. But we'll see if he makes things a little difficult on Sean to get by him. Don isn't really someone that shows vengeance when something happens, but you never know. tensions are high here in the last race of the first round of the playoffs, right? So we'll see what comes of it. If they're able to catch him and try to lap him, we'll see what comes of it. So just taking a look here at a little bit of pit strategy, how it's played out so far. Obviously, Charlie Dickey went the furthest on that first round of pit stops, and it didn't really pay off. But then he kind of got the caution, and he came in and only took right sides and started second. He's back to about fifth in the running order, so not a complete disaster yet for Charlie in the 37, but definitely two-tire strategy is different than what everyone else did. So we'll see how it plays out over the long run. Obviously, these guys up front are hoping that it can continue to go green for a while to see how this race will play out with these guys running up front. Obviously, Dave Hare is trying to run the 04 car back down and get back by him and get back into the lead here on lap number 65. Jump back on board the 04. Sean Purcell uses the apron down the front straighter. He's giving Dave a little bit of fits to his. Sean's kind of running a middle lane through the corner, not high, not low, and it's kind of stifling Dave Hare's attempts to get underneath him. If looks like Dave's a little quicker than him on the bottom, and he's trying to make that work, but Sean's kind of running that middle to bottom, and he kind of drifts down on the 3/4 point of each turn to kind of not necessarily chop the nose of the 15, but definitely take the air off of it and slow up the 15. But this time Dave looks to make a run around the top, and as he does that, the 8 of the other Dave is looking to make the bottom work. So still a great 3-car battle here up front again as we see these guys battling again this week on track. Now that time Sean leaves the bottom open, which lets Dave get a little bit better run on the bottom side, but not enough to get a pass done. But that time he did leave the bottom open, and Dave took a shot and didn't make it work, but Sean wanted to see how good he really was on the bottom there, Dave was. But looks like he's going to get passed on the outside by Dave Lorfano as he drives around him using the higher groove and a bit more momentum to get into second spot there. They come back around to cross the line and complete lap number 71. Dave Lorfano is wearing out the back bumper of the old 04 car here as they look into turn number 1. Dave's up there trying the high side. No luck quite yet, but he's got a great run off the corner, and this might be what he needed to get the pass done as they head down into turn number 3. Dave still hanging on the outside. Sean making a run back on the inside. But it looks like Dave Lafano leads that lap at the line. Not by much, but enough to count the lap to in his direction. So as you can see, 3 distinct lines right now at this point in the run. Dave Lafano running up high towards the 3/4 to the top, and then Sean running the bottom, and then Dave Hare kind of splitting the difference and running kind of in the middle. Obviously, you kind of have to run where no one else is running, right? You can't drive through them, so you got to figure out a way to get around them, and maybe that's the quickest line is the one they're not using. But so far, he hasn't had any luck making up any ground and getting past either of them, so he's just going to content right now on lap 74 to kind of ride in third here and see how it plays out over the last 30, 40 laps. Sean looks to use a little bit of side drafting off the back of the 8 car, is unable to get it done, but he has the line on the bottom and he's got a good run out of turn number 4. Let's see if he can make the pass, but so far unsuccessful as the 8 car holds the top and still holds the lead that time by. They still continue to battle up front, side by side, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. The top seems to have the momentum, and that's able to really carry that 8 car off corner exit, and he's able to maintain that lead. Both Kyle and Dave Hara were quicker than Dave Lafano that last time by, but that top and the momentum is just enough to kind of keep Lafano in front. That time by, though, Lafano was the quickest of the 3 cars, so able to hold his ground there and build his lead back out a little further. But with these guys battling up front, it's opened the door for Christian Delgado and Larry Garnes here to definitely catch back up and make up some ground to these guys in front of them. So definitely have made up some ground and closed the distance. Not in striking distance yet, but they're definitely getting there as they work down the front straightaway and into turn number 1 and 2. And as we work into turn 3, I think we're going to take a quick commercial break so that we don't miss too much of the action. We'll go side by side, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Back to more racing action right after this. Looking for a safe, effective cleaning system? Look no further. G-Tech Evolutionary Cleaners and Degreasers, certified by the EPA as a safer choice product. G-Tech can be used quickly and safely to remove soils and stains from most surfaces. Give them a call at 770-967-6988 or visit them on the web at buyGtech.com. G-Tech, 5346 BBS Way, Brazelton, Georgia. G-Tech, your one stop for professional, eco-friendly cleaning products. For tailgating activities or just plain backyard fun, look no further than Holio. Made to order cornhole bags and boards. No order is too large or too small. You can choose unfinished or finished with stain and polyurethane, and finished with a vinyl design or your company branding. Don't wait for the season to be over. Contact Holio on Facebook. Holio, made to order cornhole bags and boards. Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back to Chicagoland Motor Speedway as we work on lap number 81. 36 laps to go in the Windy City 175 from Joliet, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. And Dave Lorfano still leads the way as we, like I said, work lap number 81 with Sean trying everything he can to get back by, and Dave Hara to try not to lose touch with him and see if he has a chance and the ability to make a move on the 04. But looks like Adam is going to pull to the bottom and let these guys go by. So a respectable move by Adam, who's I think it's about 25 laps down after his mishap on the back straightaway and having to tow and maybe either not having his fast repair checked or having already used it. He was in the pits for 16 minutes to get that car fixed. So not ideal, obviously, but back out on track and turning some laps, and we're just happy to have all these cars here with us tonight. 12 cars on the track, so one of our bigger fields of the year, which is good to see, and I'm happy to see as this series is really only in its first season, race number 12 of its first season. So we've had some highs and we've had some lows. We've had some awesome racing so far this year. Lots of races, more than a handful of races that have gone caution-free. A few races at the beginning of the year where we couldn't seem to get by lap number 1 without having a caution. But these guys have definitely got these cars figured out and know how they handle, and they're able to keep them under them. And we've seen some great long-run racing here the past couple weeks. Obviously, a caution for Adam's incident tonight at lap number 49. Tighten the field back up, but it's provided us some great racing. As you can see, these guys are the top 4 are right with each other still, battling. Throw a blanket over them, I think is the cliche saying. But these guys battling up front has been able to let the 13 of Christian Delgado. Ooh, we got Dave. He made some heavy contact with that wall going into turn 1. Very similar to what happened to Christian on the opposite end earlier in the run. But seems to be still okay. Not too much damage and pointed in the right direction. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. But what I was going to say is these guys battling up front gave Christian the ability to kind of catch right back up to him. Oh no, Sean spins out on pit entry. Not good for the 04 car. Sean was spinning out on pit entry. I'm not sure if that affected the 13 and he spun out too, but that is not good news for the 04. Let's rewind and take a look and see what happened here. So coming on pit entry, looks like he's just carrying too much speed and just locks it up and spins it out and gets into the inside wall, and that means that Christian locked it up and went wide. He didn't spin out and make contact with anything, but still not ideal. So we'll see how this shakes out after, but it looks like the 13 is going to beat the 04 out onto the track, and it looks like the rest of the leading group there is now on pit road. Looks like Lorfano, Hara, and Garnes all down pit road 1 lap after Christian and Sean came into the pits, and then Sean's still sitting on pit road. Must have some damage fixed and no fast repair, so that is not ideal, obviously, and probably going to put an end to having a chance at winning this race for the 04, as he's now a couple laps down to the leader, who is Charlie Dickey. He's stayed out on track. Him and Tyrone Yo have yet to come into pit on this cycle of pit stops, so they're leading the way 1-2 over Dave Hara and Dave Lorfano and Christian Delgado. So Delgado's spin coming to pit lane, trying to avoid the 04 car. Hasn't hurt him too much. Didn't hit any walls. Didn't need to make too much damage repair. And he should be the 3rd car once this all cycles through to back to having these top 2 cars pit. So we'll keep an eye on Charlie and Tyrone to see when they come down pit road, to see if when they make their pit stop. Obviously, Charlie ran the longest first stint, so we'll see if he's going to try to do the same. Obviously, these guys got in a window where they knew that they could finish the race with about 30 laps left when they came down pit road. Able to finish the race, but not have tires fall off too much. So we'll see how this works out as we see if Dave Hera get back by Charlie Dickey to get back on the lead lap, although on a whole revolution of the track down. And Dave Lorfano looks like he's going to do the same thing as Dickey continues to power away and come down the front straight and stay on the track. And we saw Tyrone jump down pit road, so Tyrone will come in and get his service completed and get back out there to join us back racing. But right now, Dickey is still out front leading the way over Dave Hera and Dave Lorfano. Looks like we got the 71 out, spun out on the infield, but he's able to keep it off of the racing surface and get it corrected and pointed back in the straight direction. So appreciate that, Robbie, keeping her pointed in the right direction and not bringing out a caution here at the end of this one. Thank you for keeping it off the track, and we can see this out to the end here, hopefully under green. As we got two more cars looking to get their lap back from Charlie, as the 13 of Delgado and the 20 of Garnes work the bottom side into turn 3 and both get themselves unlapped and back on the lead lap. So the leader, Charlie Dickey, still out there running on old tires and possibly out of fuel shortly, but second, third, fourth, fifth, all back on the lead lap. Dave Hera, Dave Lorfano, Christian Delgado, and Larry Garnes. Sixth is Travis Rodriguez. Sean Purcell, after his issues getting onto pit road, is now in seventh. One lap down at least. Johnny May is out there in eighth. Don Manning, after his kind of run in with the 04 earlier, forcing him to make unscheduled pit stop, is in ninth. Tyrone Yo is in 10th. Charlie comes around to complete lap number 75, working on lap number 95, with 21 laps to go here in the Windy City 175 from Chicagoland Speedway. He's still out there on that same tank of gas that he pitted on lap 51 with everyone else, so obviously still has fuel in the tank. Obviously still going to try to run this out as far as possible, I think, to see how many laps he can get and try to get a good finish out of it. But at the rate of speed these guys are quicker than him currently, I don't know if this is going to be beneficial and play out the way he hopes. Let's take a look at the lap time. So yeah, the last couple of laps you can see there, Charlie has ran, the last lap was a 33.885. And we're still waiting for the other two cars to come around to complete that lap. There you go, and they're each about a second and a half quicker. But as I say that, it looks like Charlie's headed onto the apron, which has him headed towards pit road, and he will make his final stop of the race on lap number 97, which in turn will turn the lead over to, it looks like, Dave Lafano will jump back into the lead as he just got by the 15 there as we were watching Charlie come down pit road. The 8 was able to get by the 15. Let's see if we can have a look at that. Find that on a replay here. Here it is. So this is going to be the pass for first place right there. So both running the bottom line, and looks like the 8 car just got a good pull and draft off of turn 2 and was able to duck down under the 15 down the back straightaway into 3 to get it done. So Dave Lafano, who's won both the last 2 races, moves his way back into the front of David Hara, and with only 18 laps to go, we'll see how this shakes out here at the end as two teammates and 2 longtime members of the All-American Racing League family look to battle it out towards the end of this one to see who can win. Obviously, Dave Hara is obviously hungry for a win, because that'll lock him into the championship form, and he won't have to worry about points. But as of right now, I think he's pretty safe in on points. If Dave Lafano were to win this, he would definitely be safe on points with second place points as he's battling Larry Garnes back there, who's running back in 4th position as they look to put a lap on the 7 of Travis Rodriguez there. He's going to go 1 lap down to the leaders that time by. So 17 laps to go as they head down the back straightaway into turn 3 from Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, and then we're going to bring it home to the end for you guys when we come back. We'll be right back to Chicagoland Speedway after these messages.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race brought to you in part by John E. Arnson Designs. Find jewelry creations for 3 generations. Appointments are recommended. You can call 517-669-1944. Once again, that's 517-669-1944. John E. Arnson Designs, 209 South Bridge Street, DeWitt, Michigan. John E. Arnson, creating and designing unique jewelry since 1957.
Is your vehicle looking a little tired? It's Resurrection Detail to the rescue. No job too large or small, Resurrection Detail is ready to put your vehicle back in the spotlight. Take advantage of Resurrection Detail's mobile service and get a service call done on your time. Call 540-894-6411 for estimates and appointments, or simply direct message them on Facebook. Resurrection Detail, bring your vehicle back from the dead.
Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.
Welcome back into Chicagoland Speedway as we take a look from above over this beautiful 1.5 mile facility outside of downtown Chicago in Joliet, Illinois, as we are working 13 laps to go in the 117 lap distance, and we see that Dave Lafano, while we were away, was able to open up his lead to about 0.8 of a second, 3/4 to 0.8 of a second as they worked their way out of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. So he's still leading over Dave Hara, who's there in second. Christian Delgado still holding on for third and looking to get by the 7 of Rodriguez, who's 1 lap down. And then we have Larry Garnes there in 4th place, and Charlie Dickey holding on to a 5th place finish. The last car currently on the lead lap as the cars run down here on lap number 105. So just 12 laps to go in the 117 lap distance. 1 caution so far. Lap 49 saw Adam get into some trouble and up into the outside wall on the exit of turn 2. Was unable to keep it under control, and he got into the fence, which brought out the one and only caution so far, and our one and only caution in the last handful of races. So some great clean racing so far this year, like I mentioned, in the Holio Cornhole Board Series. So we're happy with that, and as we look to grow this series, and if you're interested in joining us and joining the All-American Racing League family, just make sure you reach out to the Facebook group All-American Racing League, and one of the guys who has access to it will get back to you And if you let them know you're interested, we have a truck league that runs on Sundays, the Holio League that runs on Thursdays, and then we do have a cup league that runs on Tuesdays that broadcast on our friends over there at put me on the spot. I put myself on the spot and can't remember the name, but it is broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube, not by us, but by our great partners that help us out every Tuesday night with that. And it's kind of a progression league. You don't get to unfortunately jump into cup right away. We'll make you drive one of these series for a year, and we'll see how you do. And then if someone thinks you're good enough, you'll get the big invite up to the cup series. It's kind of a team-based league, and there's some good teams. And obviously on Tuesday night we had a race at Bristol that had went better than I think most expected. 7 cautions I think for Bristol, so not too bad for short track guys. Kind of the guys and girls. Sorry, we do have some female drivers that race with us. Put on a great show, and it was seen across the web. And yeah, it's a fun league. Great group of people. We're always looking to recruit new people, and we're always looking to help guys or girls if you want to join and you're looking to improve in iRacing and just meet a great group of people. Like I said, look us up on Facebook, the All American Racing League, and get in contact with us, and we'll get you in the league, and we'll get you racing with us on either our Thursdays in this series or Sundays in the trucks. But with that all said, Dave Lorfano comes down to complete his 110th circuit, which means 7 laps to go from Chicago, and he's got that lead open to 2.5 seconds. So definitely quicker than Hera right now at this point, but Hera still holding on strongly to that second spot. We got Christian back there, who's about 3 3/4 seconds behind Dave Hera in third, and then Larry Garnes right now running in 4th spot as he gets passed by the 92 of Don Manning, who unfortunately is a couple laps down here in this one after a mid-race kind of incident with the 04 car. They got together coming off of turn 2, and Don got the worst of it, unfortunately, spinning to the inside. Luckily, spun through a gap that I didn't realize anyone could fit through, and he spun down to the inside and made some contact with the inside wall and had to come down pit road. But nonetheless, he is locked into the Championship 4 with his win in race number 1 of the first round at Indy, and then the next 2 races were won by the 8 car, Dave Lorfano, last week at Bristol, and the race prior to that. So these guys are locked in. Sean Purcell had a bit of an issue getting onto pit road for his last pit stop and made some heavy contact with the inside wall, forcing him to make some required repairs, which took him out of this one. Still running 6th, so still bounced back. He's 1 lap down to the leaders, but not going to win this one, but he should make it in. He had an 80-point lead on the 20 of Larry Garnes, who was sitting in 5th in the points, and he's only 2 spots behind Larry, so definitely not enough to make up those points. And then with Dave Hera, 25 points in front of Larry for that final championship position. Larry's 2 spots behind, so not losing ground to Dave right now. So looks like our top 4 are going to lock themselves into the championship round. Good showing by everyone here tonight as we come down. Dave Lorfano continues to pull away from Dave Hera here with now 3 laps to go in this one as we work our way through the end of this event. I think what we're going to do here for the last couple laps as we come down to get 2 to go for the leader, we're going to jump on board the old 8 car with Dave Lorfano and let you ride it home with him here with, like I said, 2 laps to go. as he comes across to take the white flag. We have 1 lap to go from Chicagoland as he looks to move to the inside of the 2-car of Tyrone Yo, but Dave Lafano well on his way to securing his 3rd victory of the year and 3rd victory in a row. If there was a time to get hot and pick up some victories, he definitely picked the right time, right? First round of the playoffs goes 3 for 4 on wins and looks to make a strong statement here as he comes out of turn number 4. Down to the checkered flag to pick up his, like I said, his 3rd consecutive win in a row. There it is. Dave Lafano brings it home in victory lane and the Windy City 175. Dave Hara crosses the line 2nd, followed by Christian Delgado. Larry Garnes will cross right here in 3rd. And Charlie Dickey will round us out with a top 5 finish as right there he comes across the line. So if you give me a second, we'll get our top 3 in for a post-race interview in just 1 second here. Hey Christian, it's Nathan up in the booth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Nathan?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining the field tonight. Obviously, you asked me if I wanted you to broadcast with me, but we made it through on my own, and it's nice to see you in the field. 12 cars tonight, so a good turnout. But coming home in 3rd spot, you had a bit of an issue there after that last set of pit stops. You got into the wall a little, slowed you down, but didn't slow you down too much. You were able to capitalize, and then you had a bit of an issue getting on pit road there when Sean spun out in front of you, but managed to maintain a third place finish.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it on the coffin. Yeah, I got into the wall a little bit. It almost felt like a old school NR 2003 wall grab, but I think I just cooked it into the entry a little bit too much, and got the back end, stepped out, and I hit the wall. And then I was basing my entry kind of off of Sean's, and when I saw Sean overcooked his entry, I was like, oh shoot, and then luckily I was able to catch it, but I lost a lot of time. I think I wouldn't have cooked my entry, I might have had something for these 2 because I was catching them at the end, just not enough time. I just shot myself in the foot basically.
That's all right. Not the worst result considering the couple of minor issues you had. And again, thanks for coming out. I think you mentioned earlier we'll see you next week at Talladega, so we'll be happy to have you back in the field with us.
Yep. So all
right. Thanks, Christian. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
All right, so that was Christian, and let's see if we can find our 2nd place finisher, Dave Hara. Hey, Dave, it's Nathan up in the booth. How are you?
Hey, Nathan, doing well. How you doing, man?
Good, thanks very much. A strong 2nd place finish for you tonight locks you into the championship 4. Obviously, 1 spot short of, I'm sure, where you wanted to finish. Showed a good, strong run at the beginning and just kind of had a bit of a longer pit stop in the middle, put you back in traffic and just weren't able to get back up front. But Dave, your teammate, won, so still a good night for you.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, for Hillbilly Motorsports to get a 1-2 finish is always good. For my run, I mean, it was early on. I was running the high line, and those guys, David and Sean, were running the low lane there, and was able to use the advantage up there of saving a little bit of tire and the momentum to get around them and pull away there a bit. But I noticed Dave kind of moved up later in his runs throughout the race, moved up to that 2nd lane, and I just couldn't do anything with him. But nonetheless, I'd like to thank Blue Gray Plastic Fabrication for helping make this happen week in and week out. Hopefully, HMS has as much good luck and skill in the next gen car on Tuesday for some racing media.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Sunday for the truck race at Michigan.
Hey, Nathan, thank you, and thank you for broadcasting this, man. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks again. All right, so that was our 2nd place finisher, Dave Hara. Let's see if we can go and find Dave Lafano and bring him in. Hey, Dave, it's Nathan up in the booth. A strong result for you. 3rd win in a row. Good time to get hot, I think, here in the Holio car.
Yeah, it's fun. I like these. Well, I never really liked these cars, but they're starting to click a little bit. Starting to figure them out. So, yeah, 3 in a row. It's pretty good. I thought Hara was going to be the one to beat, but I knew I had him, you know, middle of the run. So I knew if I was just patient, I'd be able to get him. So, but good job for him on a P2 as well, and Delgado on a P3.
Yeah, definitely a good race for both Daves and Christian for jumping in the field and joining us. We had a good 12-car field tonight, so it's nice to see. I was mentioning to the viewers that we're looking to grow the series, and I think one thing we can say is definitely some good clean racing. Obviously, our first caution tonight in 2 or 3 races, but only one is still pretty good. So, who do you want to thank for helping you get to victory lane tonight?
Really just thank HMS. We work on this stuff, pretty much every week and discuss it and go from there. I don't have any real sponsors on the car on this one, so I just kind of bounce around with different paints. So HMS, and thanks to you for broadcasting it.
No problem. Thanks again, Dave, and we'll see you on Sunday night from Michigan on the truck broadcast.
All right, thank you.
No problem. All right, that was your top 3 from Chicagoland. Obviously, Dave Lerfano brought it home with the win as we take a look at the finishing lineup here. So Dave Lerfano was able to pick up the victory. Like I said, his 3rd in a row over Dave Hara. Christian Delgado rounds out your top 3. Larry Garnes and Charlie Udicki, strong runs for them, 4th and 5th. Sean Purcell, after his unfortunate pit road excursion, brings it home with a still solid 6th spot, but I'm sure he's a little upset with himself over that. Travis Rodriguez, Johnny May, Don Manning, and Tyrone Yo round out the top 10, and then Robbie Fletcher and Adam Angerstein are the final cars in this week's event. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining us again. This Sunday night, I believe the trucks are heading to Michigan for their race number 12 in their 16-race season. So again, it'll be a championship cutoff race, and the final 6 for those guys will be decided to race for the championship over the last 4 weeks. So again, thank you for joining us here from Chicagoland Speedway. I'm Nathan Christensen for the All-American Racing League and the Holio Cornhole Board Series. We'll see you on Sunday in the trucks, and next Thursday back here, I believe, at Talladega.
Back to more racing action right after this. This race brought to you in part by John E. Arnson Designs. Fine jewelry creations for 3 generations. Appointments are recommended. You can call 517-669-1944. Once again, that's 517-669-1944. John E. Arnson Designs, 209 South Bridge Street, DeWitt, Michigan. John E. Arnson, creating and designing unique jewelry since 1957.
Is your vehicle looking a little tired? It's Resurrection Detail to the rescue. No job too large or small, Resurrection Detail is ready to put your vehicle back in the spotlight. Take advantage of Resurrection Detail's mobile service and get a service call done on your time. Call 540-894-6411 for estimates and appointments, or simply direct message them on Facebook. Resurrection Detail, bring your vehicle back from the dead.
Now back to trackside action with the ORR Lawn Care Truck Racing Series of the All-American Racing League.